Good morning and welcome to the free daily coaching Wednesday, October 21st call. Today's call, we're going to talk about What If Wednesday. Now, yesterday we started an idea, a thought process, and today I kind of wanted to finish that process, and I wanted to finish it all the way through with a what if question, with a what if and what would it look like if you followed through. What If Wednesday this morning is all about asking yourself a question. I can't see because I forgot to put my glasses on this morning. So the what if question is, what if you actually took the action required to get a result? So what does that look like for you? Well, I'm going to use an example. I'm going to use Angel Balachowski for example. What if you set aside, and I'm just giving an example, guys. I'm not saying that this is a challenge that Angel has. I'm just making this up because I know that Angel has her kids at home with her while she's working. So what if the kids went to daycare or babysitting or something one day a week for 3 hours, and during that time, you only focused and only did work that you couldn't do when the kids weren't there? What if? I know my friend Kenny is a long haul truck driver. So what if Kenny decided that he was going to, and I'm just making these up, okay, guys? I'm just throwing ideas out. What if every day Kenny worked for 30 minutes before or after he was driving on the road? What if? What if he actually did that every single day and that consistency was put into place? What would happen? On What If Wednesday, we look at questions like, what if Chris Schaus makes another series after the blog SEO series and keeps going every single Thursday, and Schaus in the House becomes a thing? What if that becomes a reality? Then how does the picture look different? What if Larry Ryan creates the funnel that he's been talking about creating and he actually finishes it, right? And I'm not saying that Larry said that. These are all hypotheticals. What if Janice Summers talks to 10 people every day starting today? What if she starts putting 10 people on her list? What if that happens? What does that look like? The reason I'm posing this what if question is people think so much in their business about, well, what if this and what if that and all these hypotheticals, but they're always thinking of the negative. Well, what's going to happen if my YouTube gets shut down? Or what happens if this breaks? Or what if this? Or what if that? Well, what if we used the what if question to ask the opposite, the positive? What if, right? What if? What if Wednesday is all about what if you took some action? So I asked myself these questions yesterday after our free daily coaching call. I said, what if I followed some of the directions that I haven't followed yet? What if I tapped into some of the strength and resources that I have access to that I haven't used yet? What if I did? And I asked myself about 5 of those different questions. And what I realized was, what if I did that? Well, what if the what if question brought me to the answer that I would get a bigger result. I would get more results. I would get the result that I'm looking for. If I was willing to take that chance, if I was willing to answer those what if questions. So I asked myself those questions. Well, what if X, Y, and Z? And then I saw the answer, the result. The result is something I was looking for. right? So I ask myself this what if question. You can ask this what if question. And if that result is indeed something that you're actually looking for, then the simple answer is to then follow through. Okay? So the question is, what if, my first question was, what if I just use some of these tools that I already have access to? What if I was able to implement some of the training that I just simply haven't completed? What if I used some proven methods that I know already work? Well, all three of those answers lead me back to a solution. They all, what if I do all those things? Well, I'll have more business. I'll get more results. I'll be able to help more people, right? I know what the answer is. I want that answer. So when I pose these what if questions, instead of a negative question like, oh, what if this breaks, or what if this ends, or what if this, I'm looking at the positive. Well, what if I do this? What if this happens? What if this? And I let my imagination go. That then allows me to provide my own motivation. I can see it in real time on what if for my life, not in someone else's scenario. I asked the questions. I gave the answers. You can ask your own what ifs. You can provide your own answers. And on the back side of that, now you have a formula. So I asked myself that question about what if I completed some training? What if I followed a formula? What if I did this? What I realized was, hey, guess what? There was a few things over the course of time that I've started and never finished. Why? Well, simply because we got excited. There was other things happening. Other things got results. We went to what was working. But what if we went back? We simply went back and grabbed those pieces and started implementing them. What if we did that? How amazing would it be? I think it would be really amazing, right? Think of all the training that you've purchased. Think of all the webinars that you've been to. Think of the stacks of notes that you have. What if you could find a way to use all of that to your advantage? Would that be worth it? What if you were more focused? What if you had a clear vision of where you wanted to go? What if you knew exactly where you were going and exactly what the goal was, exactly what you needed to do? Would that look, what would look different? Would it be different? Yeah, it would be different. What if? What if you could be the person that was teaching? What if you could be the person that was on stage? You see, the what if question, it doesn't have to be the negative waiting for the shoe to drop question. The what if question could be the question that leads to positivity, that leads to prosperity, that leads to abundance. If we allow it to, if we allow it to be the question that opens the door. What if, I asked myself a question a long time ago, what if I took a day off and let someone else run the webinar? What if? And instead of thinking, what if I let Chris Schaus have Schaus in the house and it goes askew or goes kooky, instead of thinking that, I switched it. I said, what if Chris Schaus did Thursday? What would that look like for Chris over time? Would Chris develop into her own thing? Would she be able to start her own brand? Would she create more videos? Would she XYZ? What if? Well, let's go see what happens. And guess what? I've talked to Chris. I know that she's enjoying doing the webinars. She's gotten more experience. She's sharing the knowledge that she has with other people. Are other people enjoying it? Yeah, I know, because they're telling me, hey, thanks for letting Chris do that. That's really awesome. Hey, these have been great. I would have missed that if I didn't answer this what if question, right? If I would have stayed to the negative, if I would have stayed on the other side of the what if question, well, what if Chris screws it up? What if people don't come? What if they get mad? What if she doesn't show up? What if she says something that's inappropriate? What if they like her more than me? What if the dog barks in the video? What if, what if she starts 5 minutes late? What if it freezes up? What if they ask her questions that she doesn't know the answer to, right? Do you see how all these craziness can build from that? But then when you think of the positive what if questions, well, what if this actually helped other people? What if giving another perspective helps? What if this is the catalyst that would help rocket someone else, whether it's Chris or someone else seeing Chris? What if this was the spark that we needed to bring free daily coaching back alive? What if? Well, check this out. I'm going towards the positive what ifs. So I'm going to implement right away. So I think of the what if question. This is the second part. This is important. When you ask yourself the what if question, it has to be followed, right? What if you ask that positive question, whatever that answer is, you have to go back and now take direct actions to get to that point, right? You have to stop and go, oh, this is the answer. That's the solution. How do I get to that solution? What are the actions required? What's the next behavior required to get to this end result? So the behavior in this example for me was to make the call available so that Chris could do it on Thursdays, right? In that example. In yesterday's example, I asked myself this what if question 3 or 4 times, 3 or 4 different questions. And the what if came down to this, came down to simple actions, right? So in between my phone calls yesterday, I got things set up. And what does that mean? Well, I had a couple different things that I was half using and half not using. So I started a process that I've encouraged all of you to do, which is go through and organize what it is that you're doing, right? Organize what it is that you are actually doing, what you're promoting, what you have, everything, and get it organized. And so I had tools available to me. Just like Chris is sharing some tools that she's learned, I have tools available to me that I needed to start implementing so that I could teach more effectively. So that's what I did most of yesterday. Most of yesterday, I spent literally watching videos and getting things organized, right? Downloading some information that I could then turn around and use. Things like spreadsheets that I could go and input my information so I could be keeping better track. I finished from there and I have things already set up for today. So yesterday, so I'm going to let you guys know what you guys are about to see happen so you guys know. Here's my question. What if I played 100%? What if I stopped being the new guy, Bert, that was just ignorance on fire, that was just one of the new kids that made it? And what if I really went all out 100% for the next year? What could we do? How many people could we help? How big could the ranch get? Who could come and visit the ranch? What if? What if I doubled what I've already done? What if? This is the boldest question I ever asked myself. What if I was the #1 guy? Right? What if? What if I was the #1 producer in the organization that I primarily worked with? What if? What if I wasn't just the next guy coming along in the thing? What if I was the guy? What does that look like? What if you become the best that you can be? What does that look like? See, I started asking myself these questions. What if? What if I actually took a method of someone that I knew was a proven strategy that was working? And what if I simply took the time and effort and applied that method? What would that look like? So some what if questions for you to ask yourself. Always stay to the positive. Find that solution, find the answer to that what if, and then go back. That's the answer. That's your solution. Now you just simply are required to go back and find the required actions to get there. Most of us, I propose, have the instructions and the directions already right in front of us. We just have been unwilling to take the direction to this point for whatever reason. For whatever reason. we were lazy, we were scared, we were fearful, we didn't think we had enough time, whatever the reasons that we have these mental excuses, that we come up with these negative what if questions, we can change that. We can turn those negative what if questions, we can turn those around and we can change that. And it's a decision. It's a decision. It's a decision that you make as an individual, that we make as business owners. It's a decision that I made yesterday to say, hey, I'm going to do some of this work today. I'm going to sit down and do it. I don't like it. It's not fun. It's actually boring, some of it, and tedious. But check this out. What if this is the reason, this is the thought pattern on why I would do that? Why am I going to sit down today and tomorrow and over this weekend and start to build some things and do some technical things on the back end to be able to ensure that all the work that we continue to do keeps going forever and ever and ever? What if I use the power of someone like Ray Higdon? What if I use the consistency and the power of someone like Rob Four, right? What if I could add that to what I've already learned from people like Diane Hochman? What if I could have all of the components? What if, yeah, what Chris said, I will be unstoppable. What if you did that? What if you took all the positives that you have right here in your world and you started to really tap into them? What if you use those resources? Things change. Things change fast when you do that. This what if question is huge, and it gets you fired up, and it can get you into motion, right? It's one of these things that we learned over the weekend. Tony Robbins talked about it, is that motion changes emotion, right? Right? Motion changes emotion. It's a physiological thing. We've talked about it before here. When you go exercise, when you have endorphins running through your body, when you do pride poses, right? What's happening? Your diaphragm's opening, you're reaching towards the sky, your endorphin rush is happening. These are real physiological things. So what if you start asking yourself these questions? What if you start taking the actions required to produce a different result? What will happen in your business? What if you joined arms with me over the next few months from now until January? What if you jammed with us through these holidays? What if you rocked through this last quarter? And what if you actually did the work? What if you stopped doing the busy work and you started taking the real action that you knew could get you results? What if you were willing to step through some of the fear? What if you were willing to tap into what you already have? What if you were willing to follow a proven method? Didn't say you had to like the method or all the steps in the method. It just said, what if you were willing to follow a proven method? Now check this out. There's a proven method to getting in shape, right? Let's say you want to get into cardiovascular shape. It's a proven method. If you start slow and build your way up, it's proven. Anyone can run a marathon. Anyone. Any human being, I believe, could finish a marathon. The reason I believe this, because I've watched a show called Biggest Loser. I've watched people that don't have the muscle capacity to run a marathon. They don't have the cardiovascular capacity to run a marathon. Their bodies are so heavy that their joints can barely support the weight of them running. And yet over time, they condition themselves. They get more muscle. They start using their body so their joints are prepared, and they run a marathon. What if that person that was so far away from this idea of a marathon, what if they could do it? What if you started training yourself? What if you started building your endurance, and not for the marathon, for the way to build your business, the way to market your business? What if you were willing to do that? You see, no one likes the running on the first day, right? If you're out of shape and overweight and you don't exercise, you don't like it. The exercise is no fun. But check this out. No one said that following the proven method of steps to get to a result was going to be fun, right? They didn't say it was going to be fun. They said you'll get a result if you follow this proven method, right? That's what the instructions were. Follow a proven method, get a result. No one said you had to like the proven method. And now this is the crazy part. This is the crazy part. Everyone out there is going to tell you, well, why don't you pick something that you like? Why don't you just do something that you like? It'll be more fun for you. I agree. If there's a proven method that gets to the result you want doing that fun activity. This is what I mean. If you're going to start marketing, there's a proven method of being able to acquire leads, get more exposure, do all these things using a blog as a platform, right? That's a proven method. Well, let's say you don't like to write. You're like me, and you're like, well, I don't like to write. I don't really want to write a blog. I just want to talk to people on the phone all day. That's it. That's what I want to do. Well, then guess what? You got to find a proven method of phone calling that's actually working, because we already know there's blog ways to go out and blog, get more exposure, generate leads, right? There's plenty of people doing that. So there's proven methods that you could follow. Is there a proven phone method? Just because you like to be on the phone doesn't mean there's a proven method. If there's a proven method, a system that's been used to get positive results, and absolutely you could latch on to that. But remember, it's not about if you like it in the beginning. And this is why I say that. What if the reason you don't like it is just simply because you're not proficient at it? The reason I don't like to write and blog is because I'm simply not proficient at writing. I've spent most of my time telling this story and not writing it. So it's simply frustrating for me. It's not because I don't enjoy the process of writing. It's because it takes me so long to get the story out, right? That it's frustrating to me because I get ADD and I want to do other things. So what if I learned a proven method to be able to get that blog out every day? It's a proven method. It's a method that people have been using over and over and over again, not just one person, multiple people, right? Video, proven method. Webinars, proven method, right? These are proven systems. Attraction marketing is a proven type of way to market to people that gets results. So what if we can take attraction marketing and ramp it up a notch by taking some of these other proven methods and applying the concept to that? That was my what if. My what if was, what if I went bigger? What if I wasn't satisfied with where I'm at? What if I got hungry again? So the time today for you is your what if question. What if? Now think of the positive. What if you became the light? What if you became the leader in your family? What if you became the mother that you wanted to become? What if you became the best grandparent? What if you became the best father, the best sister, the best business owner? How does that change the world? How do you impact other people? You see, I was away this weekend and I was able to talk to all kinds of different people about all kinds of different things. And some of you guys may or may not know this, but our buddy Larry Ryan and I have been to quite a few different events together. And at this past one, we were able to share a room, right? We saved a little cash. We shared a room for the event. And Larry told me a story. Larry told me a story about a lesson I did, about something that I said on a webinar, and how what I said impacted someone else. And someone else that was doing daily webinars. And so someone else changed something that they were doing. What I said, what I was doing had a direct effect, had a direct result on what someone else was doing. What if what you are doing right now is going to have a direct result on someone else? And what if the more you do, the more the more of a leader you become, the more of a champion for others you become. What if that is the catalyst that makes you grow even more? What if by taking that one simple action, it lets you take the next one and the next one and so on and so forth? What if it's that simple? What if it's that simple? What if the same things I've been teaching this whole time are the same things that held me back? Did you guys ever think of that? Think of the teachers, not the teachers like in school, because they're just teaching math every single day, but the people that are online, they're teaching. What are they teaching? Are they teaching what it is that you need to know? What everyone needs to know? Or what they need to know? Think about it. Right? Oh, this was a good one that Chris told me that I was supposed to share the other day. And this will go along those exact lines. The reason I bring that up about the teachers sharing is, and I'm pretty sure Chris had reminded me of this, is that when we had done some training with Diane Hockman, and someone had mentioned this, and it was probably Diane, and what a profound thing it is that, guess what? All the words that you say as an individual, when they go out of your mouth, they go into one of your ears. You're hearing the words you're saying. So every time you're saying something, you're hearing it. Whether you're saying it out loud or you're saying it in your mind, if you're saying you're lazy and you're no good and you're not going to be able to accomplish it, then that's what you're going to hear. But if you talk about positivity, if you talk about solutions, guess what? That's what you're going to hear. You're going to hear positivity. You're going to hear solutions. So why not start saying that? What if? What if instead of having negative what if questions, you went the opposite way? What if you just changed your perspective? Just that. Boop. What if you just check this out. What if you make a decision to do that? Because I'm going to tell you the most profound thing I heard Tony Robbins say. I'm about to say some bad words, and I want you to hear what Tony said, because I want you to do this, because I said, well, what if I just kept doing that? Where could I be? Who could I help? How could I impact the world that I'm about? When people asked Tony, they were asking him all these questions and stuff about, how do you do this and how do you do that, right? He said this. I almost have to stand up when I say it because it's so, like, he got so, when he was standing when he said it. He said, I fucking made this guy, Tony Robbins. I made him. Now I want you to think about what he said there. People asked him about himself and his career and about you. I know the Chris Schaus that's running Schaus in the House on Thursdays here at Free Daily Coaching is not the same lady that I met 6 months ago. Clive Jeffrey is not the same marketer that I met over a year ago. Elizabeth Summers, not the same woman that I met 2 years ago. Angel Balachowski is not the same person that I met over a year ago. Debbie Deerdorf, not the same lady that I met. None of you are the same as you were. How did you get from there to here? You did things. You did them. Now, I'm not saying you didn't get some guidance along the way. I'm not saying there wasn't people helping you, right? But I want you to realize you're doing this. You're developing yourself. You're becoming a more full person. You're stepping into the leadership, right? You're doing that. You're building you. Tony Robbins said it. He's like, I built this guy that you guys see, this persona. Right? Are you going to build that person? Are you going to build that champion? Are you going to build that leader that you want to become? Because that's ultimately what it takes. It takes you. It takes you every day deciding that you're going to be a champion. When I say every day, know that there's bad days, right? People were like, hey, totally. Do you ever have a bad day? He was like, bleep, yeah. What the bleep? Do you think I am, a robot? Of course I have bad days. But if you have more good days than bad days, then you're ahead of the game. So what if you decide to do something different. Maybe you're going to decide to do something different, like go tonight, check out the webinar happening. Going to be on Facebook tonight. We're going to have the Facebook master, Michelle Pesco-Salido. And I know you guys all know her. If you haven't heard of her, you've probably seen a bunch of info on her about Facebook. Okay. This lady is literally someone who went from, like, literally her and her husband were broke and scraping by and literally like struggling to get by. And they've created a whole new entire life for themselves, a whole entire life. And guess what? This lady did it by using Facebook as her main platform, her main marketing platform, right? And tonight she's going to be over on the Wednesday night webinar. She's going to be showing other people what she's using, the tactics, the strategies, the techniques that she's using on Facebook to get results. What if, and I know there's some people that have been here tonight that have done some training with Michelle in the past. Someone here that's watching this webinar right now probably owns a course and never finished it. They own a course and they only went 3/4 of the way through. They didn't let themselves finish. What if you took a little bit of time today to go through that course, to brush up on the course, to go and apply and practice a couple of things so that if you had a question, you could bring it to the table tonight? What if you went and did that so that tonight when you went to the webinar, you had a better understanding of what was going on? What if that happened? What if you were prepared and you had a question and you could ask it and it got answered and then you could move forward? What if that happened? How amazing would that be? What if? Add in the positive, find that solution, and when you identify that solution, go back and ask yourself what's required right now for me to attain that result. And that, my friends, is a What If Wednesday. I want to thank you guys for joining us this morning. I want to invite you to come this evening to the Wednesday night webinar. It happens at 9 p.m. Eastern. For those of you that are friends of free daily coaching, that means that you're working directly with me, either with My Lead System Pro, or you've decided that you want to do personal coaching with me and you've just got the Friends of Free Daily Coaching access. That's where we meet every single week, once a week, to do some marketing. This month, we're doing it on Wednesdays, and we'll be doing it this afternoon. Chris, is it 4:30 that we have scheduled? Or 4? So it's at, I believe it's at 4 today. It's either at 4 or 4:30. There'll be I'll make sure another email blast goes out as well. So you can join us there. If you want to check that out, you simply need to go to freedailycoaching.com/friends to be able to access that.
It's 4:30.
4:30. There you go. So just simply go to freedailycoaching/friends to access that. If you can't find it or you have any questions about that, just simply reach out to me via text or instant message today. We'll surely see some of you on that webinar. And if not, we'll see you later over at the My Lead System Pro Wednesday night weekly webinar. And for those that are here tomorrow, we'll see you at Shouts in the House on a Thursday morning. We'll see you guys the next time.
That's specific.
They're gone now. They won't hear.